Let's show you how to transform free furniture from the side of the road into 4 chicken nesting boxes with curtains. So hey guys, check it out. I was just driving by the neighborhood and then I saw this old furniture they got out front. We're gonna pick it up and recycle it, make something out of it. Well, hi guys, welcome back to Bok Bok Bouquet. My name is Ricardo, and today we're gonna do a little bit of a different video. We're gonna do a DIY, but we're gonna use this recycled piece of furniture that I found on the side of the road. If you haven't seen our last video on how to make nesting boxes for your chickens, click on the link here, or it'll be in the description below. But today, I was just driving on the side of the road, and then I saw this piece of furniture back there that said free on it, and I was like, hey, I could probably recycle that piece of furniture and make something for my girls. So I thought, I had a good look at it, and then I thought I could turn that into nesting boxes. So I think I can get maybe 4 out of them. We're gonna use 2 levels and then just a little wall in between. I do have some scrap wood here that we're gonna just look around and see what I can find from a previous chicken coop that I built. Is actually right behind us here. I just built this chicken coop here that'll be for sale. I have some leftover pieces, so we're gonna see what we can find and scrap and reuse and make something out of this guy right here. All right guys, so don't judge, but this is my junk pile right here. These are just leftover pieces from either building chicken coops or little chick brooders and stuff, but I can already see that piece right there, a little piece of plywood that can either function as our floor for the second level there, or the dividing walls, or even this piece right here might be a good dividing wall. We gotta measure it and see if it works, but let's see. Oh, and then this is another piece that I found there. It was this piece of furniture and then that other white one. This one I might make into 2 nesting boxes later on down the road, maybe for our ducks. It's a little wider and it's got more space, but yeah, I think, check it out. This piece right here might work really well. I think I'm gonna use both of these. I think that's gonna work out perfect actually. Just gotta measure, but let's grab both of these and bring them here. Some leftover screws from our coop build. I think these would probably work just fine because it looks like that's about a 1/2 inch piece of wood. So these might work out just fine, leftover pieces. And then I think I got just what I need to hold up that floor. And yes, I think these are gonna work out just fine. I don't even know what you call this. It's a little L bracket. I don't know, but that might be able to just help us hold our floor and maybe even work as a little divider for the nesting boxes. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna measure our dimensions here that we're gonna build. So we're gonna go ahead and measure the width, because that's gonna be our floor. We got 26.5 inches, so that'll be our floor, 26.5 inches wide. And then the depth will be, we got about 11 1/8. We're probably just gonna go to 11 inches right there like that. So that's gonna be our floor. And then the height for our dividers will be, let's see, we got about 15.5 inches. And for our bottom dividers, yeah, 15.5, 16. We got some wiggle room right here, so I can actually make it any height I want. Depending on how much wood I want, then I might make it like 16, 17 inches. All right, so we got our plywood, and I'm hoping this is wide enough. It looks definitely wide enough. It looks like about 1 foot. And we only needed, what did I say, 11 and, yeah, I said 11 1/8 of an inch. I got 12 inches here. And then the width, 26.5, definitely wide enough, but let's see, we're gonna need 26.5. Let's start with that cut right there first. So we're gonna go with 26.5 to cut right there. For this, I can either use a skill saw that I have, or I think I'm just gonna use this table saw right here. 26.5. All right. Let's start right there. Let's move this out of the way. And as always, I always recommend you wear some eyewear while cutting wood because the sawdust flies everywhere. It'll end up in your eyes and your nostrils and your mouth. So at least minimum, wear some eyewear. Pretty good right there. My wood's a little warped, but hey, you know what? We're just building something with scrap, so it's okay. I'm just saying there's a little warp right here, so it's not entirely flat, but I don't think the chickens will care if it's a little lopsided. It is what it is, but we'll be able to provide our chickens with 4 new nesting boxes. So the idea here is that we're gonna screw this onto here to this lip, and then we're gonna use one of these L brackets to hold our shelf. Gonna use a penny to mark where I'm gonna screw. All right. This is gonna be easier than I thought. Pre-drill a couple holes. The reason I'm pre-drilling before I do the screw is because if you don't do that, sometimes the wood splits on you. So I always like to pre-drill with the drill and then just use my impact driver to screw in the screw. Ta-da! So easy. See, now we got a floor right there. So this is actually detachable. I might even just screw the back on here so this is permanently on there. Let's do that now. So the goal is to build this with $0. Oftentimes if you check Craigslist and things like that, there's always a curb alert, people throwing away things. Like I said, this here might have been like a kitchen cabinet that they replaced and threw away. It had a free sign on it. Oh, look at that. I mean, I could even use it in my kitchen or, you know, around the house, put some movies on here, some records, some vinyl records, but we're gonna give it to the chickens. Priorities. Well, we got that, and you know what, while we're at it, let's do the lip in the front. It's gonna be 30 inches wide. And I think I got something just for that. Gotta look at my scrap wood back here and look at that. That looks wide enough. Perfect. It's almost like I planned it and I bought this wood for it. Again, this is just leftover wood I have from building a chicken coop. Yeah, this will work. 30 inches we said, huh? Double check. Measure twice. 30 inches. That'll end up in the scrap wood pile too. Gonna save my little screws for the divider, so I'm gonna put that to the side. Just seeing what other random screws I have laying around. So these are actually some roofing screws for roofing panels, but I don't care. We're gonna use them in the front of that. Like I said, I'm just gonna use whatever I got laying around so that our cost for this will be $0 today. Let's do it. And these are 1-inch screws if anyone wants to know. People ask what size screw I'm using. It's a 1-inch roofing panel screw. I don't recommend the roofing panel screws, but that's what I got, so that's what we're gonna use today. Okay, so now what we got is some center dividers here, because we could do 2 huge nesting boxes, and I don't think chickens care. But if we can maximize it and do 4 separate ones, because we do have a lot of chickens here in our yard, and if they all want to lay at the same time, instead of them crawling on top of each other and laying eggs on top of each other, there'll be 4 vacancies available. So we're gonna put a divider here. Let me see what I got there. I might be able to use the same piece of plywood that we used for the floor. And it looks like that's gonna be just about the perfect amount. Look at that. Awesome. We're gonna use this. I'm gonna cut that at 14 3/4. Again, this might not be relevant to your build, but that's what we're gonna do here. Okay. So it's a little too wide right here because we have this lip right there. So I'm gonna have to trim off about a 1/2 inch from this piece of wood right here. Unless we go with something like this, but I have a feeling that's gonna be the same width. And it is. So we'll go with that. We just gotta trim it up. I don't have my skill saw out, so we're gonna take a little break, go hydrate, get the skill saw, cut this, and finish the project. All right, we got our skill saw and some clamps. I've already went ahead and measured it. We're gonna do 10 3/8, and then using my clamps here, and some sort of straight edge guide. We're gonna use a piece of wood I got right there. We're gonna clamp this to our table here. Let's do it like this. These guys. There. Okay, that's pretty stable there. Let's get that cut. That works. So that's gonna be our divider right there. We each need one more for the bottom. I'm gonna need it to be at least 16 inches. We're gonna go with 17 just to give it some more space up here to hold on to. 17. See, this stuff is messy. We got it. So we got both dividers there for the top and bottom. And now you can see how it's gonna start taking shape right here with our 4 nesting boxes. We're gonna figure out how we're gonna make those stand up. And like I said, I got these little L brackets from earlier. I got 2 left. I'm gonna try to make it work with just these 2 because I don't wanna go to the hardware store and buy another 1 or 2 of these. We're gonna try and use whatever we got here, so let's make it work. I imagine that if I screw that down here, that might be able to hold that wall there, but then it might be wobbly. So I don't know, I'm gonna have to use both of them here. So if we do something like this, that'll work. Or maybe I could just jerry rig something, but let's start with the one. Oh, and actually, I'm gonna need another lip like this one for the bottom shelf. So let's do that first. This piece is too short now. Hopefully this one's long enough. And it is. It doesn't go to the length of the shelf, but it's okay. We'll screw it right there. $26.5. So we're gonna meet at the middle there at 13.25. So what I'm doing here is I'm using my L bracket, or I don't know what we're gonna call that, but let's call it a bracket for now. And I'm just gonna do a couple screws right there to hold up our center divider. I'm gonna try and see if I can get away with just adding one and see if it's stable enough. If it isn't, then I might add another piece of wood or something to hold it together a little better. That's what I'm doing inside right now. I'm just gonna mark where my screws are gonna go. We're gonna pre-drill and then actually put our screws in there. I forgot what size these are. I think these are just like 1/2 inch screws. Number 8s. Here we go. That's gonna work. And I'm just kind of brainstorming, you know, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop right here and I'm actually gonna get these painted white just to make it look a little nicer too. It doesn't have to be painted, it could just be wood. Our chickens won't care whatsoever, but you know what? I got a little spare white paint there from painting my chicken coop. So I think I'm gonna paint the lip white, the dividers white, and even the side of this cabinet that's kind of, it's ugly on one side here. Because whoever used this in their home probably had this and against the wall. So we're probably gonna just throw a little white paint on there to make it look kind of nice. I think let's do that. I'm gonna stop right here and get some paint out. Okay, now that we got our panels painted, we're gonna go and insert them in here and get them screwed onto this cabinet. Boom, right there, just like that. I need a little step ladder to get up there. And then we're gonna use that same bracket to hold on to everything. Well, that's holding up pretty well. I only have the bracket in the front, not in the back, so I'm just kind of thinking I put something back there to make it a little bit less wobbly, because the chickens might push up on that a little bit. But we have those pieces of wood from earlier. Not those. Here they are. Yeah, this might work. Let's see. Yeah. See, I'm thinking I'll screw this to the back of it, and then it'll hold things a little better back here. If it's screwed on right there, then it can't really get pushed back and forth. I think that's what we'll do. And all this is the extra piece from the center dividers. It's even the same length as those. Cool. Let's do that. These are 1 1/4 inch screws that I'm going to use here for the back. This top was still a little wobbly, so I'm just thinking here what I could do. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add a screw to the backing of this, sticking out a little bit, and that'll just kind of act like a stopper so it doesn't swing back and forth. Let's try that. I think that's gonna be it. That'll work. That'll hold it there. So what I did there is I have this 1 1/4 inch screw. All I did was screw it in about 1 inch, so we have 1/4 inch of the screw sticking out, and that's gonna act like a stopper on that center divider so it doesn't go back and forth. Cool. All right, well, it's coming along. I think we're just about done. I'm gonna be a little extra, and if I have some leftover curtains from our other nesting boxes that we added curtains to, I might add some right here too and make it look pretty cute for our ladies. So let me go see if I can find them again real quick. Some leftover scraps. So check this out, guys. It turns out that I had this extra piece of fabric from when we did our old nesting boxes. We done them up, and we're gonna use this to do the same type of curtains. Okay, we got our bottoms, and I didn't have a long enough piece to do the top, so I ended up doing 2 little squares, but it's gonna be in the same style like that. I'm gonna have to get up here again so I can reach it. All right, I like it. Well, we got 4 brand new nesting boxes at $0. Everything was free. The screws I had were from other projects before, and so the cabinet I got from the side of the curb, screws I had, fabric I had, the extra pieces of scraps of wood I had from other projects. So chickens are getting 4 brand new nesting boxes, completely free. You saw how easy this was to put together. So if you see a curb alert somewhere in your neighborhood, or you see a yard sale and someone's getting rid of something like that they don't have a use for it, now you do. So go ahead and look around your house for household items, and you might be able to just put something like this together. Now that the boxes are in place, we're gonna put these nesting pads on there that we get from myfavoritechicken.com. I'll leave the link in the description below. Turn this one around. but it makes the nesting boxes so much nicer. They got even scented herbs to help your chickens relax. And when it comes time to cleaning these out, you literally just pull the entire pad out instead of dealing with all the loose shavings and the mess that they make. Someone's investigating already. New boxes, huh? There she goes. So we come and check a few hours later today, and success! There's already a couple eggs in there. All right. I'm gonna call that a win. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.